At the second forward, I have Zion Williamson, bro.
I knew it.
So look at this guy's stats, dude. He's averaging 27 points, 7 rebounds, 61% from the field in his second year. This is why I didn't want to give it to him his second year. He's probably going to make a ton of first-team All-NBAs. And I wanted to give it to, like I said, I wanted to give it to LeBron. I wanted to give it to Kawhi. I just think comparing Zion to Kawhi, I think, and also you look at Kawhi's games played to Zion. Zion, who has the stigma of being a guy that doesn't play games. He's missed like a handful of games. He has like 12 games more played than Kawhi this year, which I think is significant. And I think just how efficient he's been inside, like I said, like he might be better than Giannis next year. Like that's literally where he's at. Like at this point, I think the sky's the limit for this guy. It was really tough, but Zion made my cut for the top first team All-NBA.
I actually did research on why I didn't put him on my first team. Do you want to know the last time someone made an All-NBA first team and didn't make the playoffs?
I mean, this is why he's not on my list. I actually don't have him in my All-NBA.
You want to know, Brandon, when's the last time? 1988 is the last time someone didn't make the playoffs and won All-NBA.
So I would say that's fine. Who was the player?
You're like,
who the fuck was it? Let's go.
It's Charles Barkley, man. Big Chuck.
I knew it was gonna be Charles, bro. That's lit. That's actually pretty lit.
Another thing they got in common, bro.
That's pretty lit.
I think when it's
I'm with Brandon though.
When it's all-time players like this, when we look back in 30 years when the next Zion makes it and like he just doesn't make the playoffs, but he's just so good and we're like, man, the last time this happened was when Zion did it like 30 years ago. Like I think Zion's worthy of being an outlier in the history books of the league. Like,
and who better than Charles Barkley, his like fat older father? You know, like that is literally
it's literally
the same game.
His inspiration. But I just feel like it. Like I kind of I get the non-playoff thing. That's partly why I want to put Kawhi there. I just think Zion is just on another level this year. So
for me, that
recently, dude,
that was the difference. That was honestly the difference. Like 1987, I was like, man, like you said, he's gonna make.
I just don't think it's Zion's fault. Like, I mean, I think I'd probably take Kawhi as a better player right now than Zion, but I just think this season, like, I just think that Zion hasn't really got a lot of help, specifically his coach. Like, Ty Lue's a way better coach than Van Gundy.
For sure.
The coach, but Brandon Ingram is pretty solid.
Trading away Drew Holiday. I think, like, this team is...
They're not...
we've talked about this team.
If they had Drew, it'd be a different story for sure. But still, it's just, like, 1987, man. Like, I don't know about you guys, but I wasn't born.
No. And just to push back on his situation, like I know none of that shit is his fault, but it's just like the best players can make the worst rosters. Winning teams are just like competitive, and like unfortunately the Pelicans just have too many games where you think it's like you're ready. I'm like, this is gonna be a great matchup, and then they lose by 20.
So
I don't know.
So if this is your argument, then you guys got to take Steph off your first team All-NBA. If this is what you're going with.
They have a better record. And they're in the playoffs.
They're making the playoffs.
They're still in the playoffs. They have a winning record. They have a winning record and they're in the playoffs.
And the Pelicans probably are a better team than the Warriors right now.
The Pelicans are 3 games behind the Warriors. There's a very good chance like they're both in the play-in tournament. I'm saying like if your argument is wins, I would say it's very close. And like I said, like I didn't even think about
Brandon Ingram's better than any player in the Warriors.
Draymond Green's like ability to like play defense and pass might be more beneficial.
I mean, it's Steph.
Brandon Ingram. About Steph, dude. You're just imagine Brandon Ingram.
I mean, I'm just saying, like I don't know if Brandon Ingram's the best player to play alongside like Zion.
He's essentially Wiggins. He's essentially Wiggins, like just better.
Yeah, more efficient.
Everything Wiggins was, but just way better.
But like Wiggins and Draymond Green though, is Wiggins and Draymond Green though? Like,
I'm just gonna stick with the hard line that if they had a winning record, this is a much better case. And the fact that they don't have a winning record, it doesn't.
I'm just saying, literally, the Warriors could have a losing record in a week. That's all I'm saying.
I know, but they don't. Right
now, I mean,
as of today, they don't.
Sure, I'm just saying we're doing this like before the season ends though, so like we can't just like be like this is set in stone. Like there's very much
I just think
a variable here.
If you could bet on it, are the Warriors going to tank or are the Pelicans going to tank?
I mean, I think the Pelicans are actively trying to tank where the Warriors are trying to win.
All right, so how are you going to reward a team actively tanking with an All-NBA player?
I mean, that's because they're just
like, that team's very
That has nothing to do with
counterproductive
Zion. That has nothing to do with
It's
Zion.
not Zion's fault. I agree. It's not Zion's fault.
I'm
just
rewarding
trying
Zion
to,
for doing what he's doing. And I'm rewarding
Fair.
Steph for what they're doing. They're both doing what
Fair.
they need to do. Both their teams are just shit teams, like around their, like both of them are just in bad situations. The Warriors are slightly better because they have Steve Kerr, which I would say equals more than 3 wins. So I think like it's close. Like I get it if you're gonna say Pelicans aren't making the playoffs, so that's why you want to leave them off. But again, I just feel like the Steph Curry argument, like there's like Luka was pretty close to not making the playoffs like 2 weeks ago, like. If they weren't in the playoffs, I still would have Luka here. Like, I get playoffs as a thing, but at the same time, when it comes to all NBA, where it's just purely like MVP, I think standings and your record means a lot more. All NBA is just purely if you're a good player, then if you're just best player at your position, then I'm just gonna put you in as the best player. And again, I think Kawhi probably might be the best player. I think I'm giving the edge slightly because of like I said, the games played. Like Kawhi has played a lot less games.
No, I mean, honestly, it's fair. And I think a lot of people will be on your side. So that's the only reason I had Kawhi over Zion was because of that 1988 stat. And I just couldn't do it.
I mean, that's a good stat. Like I said, I think like it's not just a random guy. It's Zion. And like I said, it's just hilarious. Like I literally didn't even know that was Charles Barkley. And I think that just makes it even funnier that like that player happened to be Charles
Barkley. It's almost
Barkley.
like a backdoor case for Brandon that it's Charles Barkley.
I think you almost
if it was any other
me.
player. If it was fucking John Smith, I'd be like, yeah, fuck John Smith. He didn't deserve it. But Charles Barkley and Zion play the exact same way.
That's why I think it's just that makes my argument fit even more.
Yeah.